Where does sleep deprivation get you? Well, in my case, I nearly overslept through my 9 o'clock English class, which, I'm doing pretty good, so I guess being absent once wouldn't really affect my record all too much. But that's, regardless of the point that, my sleeping schedule is really, having quite the clash with my, studies and whatnot. So that's something I hope I can fix, but it's easier said than done, of course. So it's gonna be quite a challenge for me to, work against my usual circadian rhythm, since I've always been more of a night owl, because that's when I feel the most productive, when I can get the most amount of stuff, done and over with, whether it be, pulling all-nighters for last-minute projects. And in my defense, the quality doesn't really diminish. Well, technically, I guess it would, because I don't have enough time to, proofread or, revise, my project itself. So, I should plan ahead, a normal person would do, but, well, I guess I'm, addressing the problem itself, so I guess that's one step out of the way. And, eventually, I guess, I should work towards, I don't know, just sleeping before 12 at the very least, because usually, I stay awake up until 4 or 3 in the morning, which, I guess that might sound like rookie numbers to some of you, since people on the internet, that are, chronically online tend to be, outside the, typical, usual work Andy schedule that, most people tend to follow. So, what steps can I take in order to avoid, accidentally falling asleep in class? But do mind you that that only ever happened to me once in my entire life, which was back during second grade. To be honest, I cannot tell you the reason why, since I was way too young, and that was back during elementary school. So regardless, sleeping. Let me collect my thoughts real quick. When you sleep, you typically have to try to go for a Goldilocks zone sort of deal, since 8 hours or 9 hours, or I don't know what the recommended average amount of sleeping is, but I usually never manage to strike the center, the middle, because I usually undersleep on one end, oversleep on the other, and that's what really confuses me, because how does oversleeping, just make you, you wake up and you feel like garbage. You feel like a robot. You just want to autopilot throughout the entire day. So that's what boggles me about sleep, that you really, why do you have to hit that center point in order to feel refreshed, to feel revitalized? I guess I'm no sleep scientist or biologist, so I guess I haven't really got a clue, but topic is that I'm bragging about it in a way, because that's what people do. We tend to one-up each other, and we're like, oh, my life is so much worse than yours. No, my life is so much worse than yours. Because people like to pretend that that they're the ones who are, struggling the most, because we as people, we like overcoming challenges. Something that really confused me was well, not confused, I guess that's the wrong word, but I was once doing this presentation for my human development class, which was all about whether death was similar to the experience of being asleep. Because usually when you associate sleep, you tend to think of, peace, rest. Well, if you're lucky, if you're privileged like me, in a first world country where you don't have to worry about, getting bombed in the middle of your sleep, or getting shanked, or getting just violated, or whatever, that's what makes me feel for other places, or it makes me grateful for, being born here out of every other place that's not America. And that's a weird thing to say, isn't it? But we have our fair share of issues here. I guess we're not perfect. No, nobody's perfect, but we try at least. So, death. That's is it a sleep? Is it just a long, peaceful slumber forever, for eternity and whatnot? Nothingness, the void. Does that sound like an ideal way to spend the rest of your days? Well, dreamland. Well, that's a whole other can of worms to talk about dreams. I'm not the type to dream often, even though I do keep a journal, so I should probably be writing down all of my fleeting conscience thoughts that escape me the second I start feeling actually awake. But I don't. I just let them remain as that. I mean, they could probably make for compelling stories, because dreams are chaotic, to say the least. I've never had a lucid dream. I heard about them. I heard how cool they can be, but I've never gone out of my way to properly experience a lucid dream, or take the steps that increase the likelihood of experiencing a lucid dream, which being the overlord of your mental landscape. Just imagine having full dominion over everything that happens. I mean, it'd probably get really boring after, well, it depends on how time passes inside your little dream, because I can't really grasp at all how it feels to lucid dream. So if only. Do you know something that I absolutely hate the most when it comes to sleeping? It's the fact that whenever I want to go to sleep, whenever I actually go out of my way to prepare, or wake up early, because that's usually my intention whenever it comes to sleeping, or at least trying to sleep in early. It's that you're never really able to, since you're not tired, or your body could be tired, because occasionally, this was back during summer when I actively went worked out or whatever. My body was physically tired after showering and all that, but my mind was 1,000 miles per hour. So I don't think I have any sort of mental illness, because I'm not the type to self-diagnose, but for all I know, I could have I don't know, ADD, or any of those troubling, well, I guess they're not really troubling, but they definitely don't help you when it comes to social situations. But that's not the point. The point is that I can't sleep when I want to, and I hate it. Well, something that I always do when it comes to sleeping alone, it's that I turn, I twist, I get in every imaginable sleeping position, whether it be through pillow or through my body itself, because I'm not very good when it comes to heat, or just too much warmth. which is why, even though I do use a blanket, well, like most people do, it's not a kid thing or anything. Well, it is my Toy Story blanket back, that I got when I was in 3rd grade, but, you know, I just have it because, sentimental value, so, it's best that I sleep alone, for the sake of, you know, of the well-being of others, because, there's this one story of, it was probably 3 years ago, 2.5. It was when I went to Mexico to visit my grandparents, and there was not enough space for everyone to sleep in, you know, separate beds and all that. So I had to sleep with 2 of my cousins, older cousins, and I feel awful for them, since they the bed that we had to share, I think it was like a queen-sized mattress in one of the guest rooms, and I could definitely tell by in the morning that they could not sleep well at all. And I mean, I have to care. I mean, they're my cousins. I mean, they did me no wrong, and even if they did, I still gotta, you know, be compassionate towards them, since I'm lucky that none of my you know, immediate or close relatives aren't affiliated with gangs, or they're not recovering addicts, or they haven't died. Like, the only person I've known that has actually died was my grandpa, on my dad's side, and that was when I was 2 years old. So I was literally like an infant that could not even recall any of those memories, because the earliest memories that I, like, personally could recall was when I was 6 years old. It was okay, I'm getting really off topic. Back to sleep. Just don't ever just let me sleep in the couch. That's the main point I'm trying to get across. Well, I guess I should probably mention my current sleeping conditions, which I sleep in a bunk bed that is unoccupied. Well, technically it is occupied, but I just put a bunch of the clothes that you know, like jackets usually, that I end up wearing, but I feel I'm too lazy to put in my laundry basket, since I only have 2 brothers and they sleep in their own room, and I'm pretty glad that they have their own room. I honestly feel pretty bad. I guess that's the privilege of being the oldest, that I get my own room and I don't have to share with anyone. I mean, goodness, that sounds really sad and lonely, but don't mind that. When it comes to being either a light sleeper or a heavy sleeper, I guess I fall more along the department of being more of a heavy sleeper when I'm actually mentally exhausted, because that's really the only condition that I can fall asleep under, because my body, like, my mind really doesn't care what my body thinks when it comes to mentally shutting down for the day. So it's really up to you know, exhausting myself through either reading or over media consumption, through, yeah, just doing stuff that that I consider boring, which is just schoolwork, because I'm not one of those people that that are really eager to get all their schoolwork done for the sake of it, which is why I'm such a procrastinator and do it at the very last minute. But that's what all-nighters are for, and I'm fortunate that I'm not like my mom in the regard that I don't have to drink coffee so I could live. Okay, that's a little hyperbole on my part, but she works as what is it, paraeducator, and she has to get up you know, typical track. I think her school does like a track schedule, which is different from you know, the summer vacation that I'm so accustomed to. But regardless, even when she's not working, like, you know, during weekends or whatever, she still drinks coffee like on the dot. Well, the instant she wakes up, and I'm like, goodness, I really hope that isn't hereditary or anything. I mean, I've tried coffee before, and it's okay. I like coffee ice cream actually. That's a much better alternative if I were forced to, you know, get some caffeine in my system. But I'm not really reliant on caffeine since I can stay awake when I really need to stay awake. So that's good. That's fortunate for me. That's the upside of um insomnia. Also, like, don't you know when you're younger, you tend to sleep more, and then when you become, or as you're transitioning from like teenager to adult, that's when your routine changes all of a sudden, and then you start becoming pretty deprived, since that's when you're reaching your active years as contributing member to society. So your body automatically is like, okay, you don't need as much sleep since you're pretty much almost done developing, even though your brain isn't fully developed till you're like 25. But in terms of physically developing, I guess, yeah, you're done. So here's your new schedule. And but by the time you're like, I don't know, twilight years or whatever, you start sleeping a whole ton more, since that's by the time you're at that age, you're sort of knocking at death's door, as sad as it sounds. And I feel like I mean, I'm not calling, okay, I am calling it. I'm gonna have Alzheimer's or dementia or some degenerative disease that is really gonna impact my day-to-day living. And the reason I'm calling it is because one, I'm right and I get the validation of being right, or I'm wrong and I stay healthy. So in a sick, demented way, it's a win-win. Okay, I'm probably gonna end this, and please excuse me for all the cuts. It's because I'm not very good at thinking today, because I'm deep frying my brain in the microwave that is my car. So thank you for listening, and till next week, which hopefully I have a better topic to talk about. So thank you, much appreciated.